Hello, welcome to our channel where we take you back to the history of Cleopatra. Without going much further, let's dive straight into it. She was intelligent, powerful, and known for her beauty. But the real story of Cleopatra is not what Hollywood has told us. She was not just a queen. She was the last true ruler of Egypt. But how did she rise to power? And how did she lose everything? Today, we will uncover the true story of Cleopatra, her rise, her struggles, and the tragic end that led to the fall of ancient Egypt. We will also look at this history through an Islamic perspective, understanding how power, deception, and fate shaped her destiny. Cleopatra VII was not an ordinary Egyptian queen. In fact, she wasn't even Egyptian. She belonged to the Greek Macedonian Ptolemaic dynasty, which ruled Egypt after the conquests of Alexander the Great. Her family spoke Greek, but Cleopatra was unique. She embraced Egyptian culture and even learned the language of her people. She was born in 69 BCE in Alexandria, the grand city built by Alexander the Great. Unlike her ancestors, who ruled Egypt but lived like Greeks, Cleopatra understood the importance of winning the hearts of the Egyptian people. She called herself Pharaoh and even dressed like an Egyptian goddess. After the death of her father, Ptolemy XII, Cleopatra was only 18 years old when she became co-ruler of Egypt with her younger brother, Ptolemy XIII. However, there was a problem. Egypt was a land of internal conflicts and external threats, especially from the powerful Roman Empire. A fierce struggle for power began between Cleopatra and her brother. Her own family turned against her, and she was forced to flee Egypt. But Cleopatra was intelligent. She knew that Egypt could not stand alone against Rome. She needed an alliance. At this time, Rome was ruled by one of the most powerful men in history, Julius Caesar. Cleopatra saw an opportunity and took a great risk. She famously smuggled herself into Caesar's palace, wrapped in a carpet, to ask for his support. Caesar was impressed by her intelligence and confidence. He helped her reclaim the throne, and Cleopatra became queen once again. Their alliance was not just political. It became romantic. They had a son together, whom she named Caesarion, meaning Little Caesar. With Caesar's support, Cleopatra's power in Egypt was restored. But the happiness did not last long. Julius Caesar was assassinated in 44 BCE, and Rome fell into a civil war. Cleopatra was now alone again, with enemies everywhere. But another powerful Roman general entered her life, Mark Antony. Mark Antony was one of Caesar's most trusted men. He was strong, charismatic, and a great warrior. Cleopatra and Antony formed an alliance, both politically and romantically. They had 3 children together, and Antony gave Cleopatra more lands to rule, strengthening her kingdom. But their love story was seen as a threat to Rome. The Roman leader Octavian, who was Caesar's adopted son, declared war against Cleopatra and Mark Antony. In 31 BCE, the famous Battle of Actium took place. Cleopatra and Mark Antony fought against Octavian's forces, but their navy was defeated. They were forced to retreat to Egypt, knowing that Rome would soon come for them. Antony, believing Cleopatra was dead, took his own life. But Cleopatra was still alive. When she heard of Antony's death, she was devastated. She knew that her time was up. Octavian's army entered Alexandria, and Cleopatra was captured. What happened next remains one of history's great mysteries. Some say she was taken to Rome as a prisoner, while others believe she chose death over humiliation. The most famous story is that Cleopatra allowed a venomous snake, a cobra, to bite her, ending her own life. But from an Islamic perspective, we see this story differently. Power and wealth are tests from Allah, and Cleopatra's story is a reminder that no kingdom lasts forever. No matter how great one becomes, Allah is the ultimate ruler, and all worldly power will fade. The Quran teaches us about the arrogance of past rulers, like Pharaoh, who thought they were above divine will, yet they too were defeated. Cleopatra was a queen who fought to keep her kingdom, but in the end, nothing could save her from fate. Egypt became a Roman province, and Cleopatra's dynasty ended forever. Cleopatra was more than just a beautiful queen. She was a ruler, a strategist, and a woman who stood against the greatest empire of her time. But her story teaches us an important lesson. Worldly power is temporary. Even the greatest rulers must face their destiny. What do you think of Cleopatra's story? Was she a hero, or was she a ruler who relied too much on the power of others? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing stories from history.